Hello everyone, it's Susan here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a tag for Tag Tuesday. Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming is hosting this collaboration and her YouTube channel link is below. Today I am going to do some collaging. The paper that I'm using right there for my tag, I'm pretty sure it's a Tim Holtz tag kind of piece. I'm pretty sure that it is. And it's double-sided, and I really like actually even the opposite side of it because it has lines. You'll see it in a little bit. It has some lines on the back that you can actually write on. But I'm using tissue paper, all different colors, and yeah. So I put down that really bold plaid first, and I used this like tannish kind of paper, like right off white kind of tissue paper to help tone that, bold plaid piece down, as well as some of the other pieces that you'll see as I go along. But I also like the fact that when it was down that you could see through it and you could still see, basically that ledger paper print underneath it. So I liked it for that purpose as well. And this one piece right here that I'm using is actually a napkin. It's the only napkin that I'm using on this tag. But I liked the black and white, but it kind of disintegrated just a little bit. I'm not sure why. I mean, I've collaged napkins many, many times, but for whatever reason, it kind of came apart a little bit, but that's all right. It worked out fine. And I figured, since I had that deep plaid color up on top, let me bring some of it down below too, just to kind of even it out a little bit. This tag is actually going to end up in my cloth covered journal, which at the end of this, I will take out my journal and I'll show you what it looks like in my journal. And this tag turns out to be quite the mixed media type piece. When I first set out to do this tag, my vision was a lot different than the way that it turned out. I know you can relate to that, and it did, and I love it. I love the way it came out. So that little piece right there with that cactus on it, I tore the edge off because it was a straight edge, and I didn't want a straight edge in the middle of my tag. So, yep, and here I go with that, that light beige tissue paper just to tone down certain areas on the tag. And you'll see that I do also come in and tone it down just a little bit more with some acrylic paint, and that will be in a couple minutes. After doing this, by adding all of that matte medium on there, oh my gosh, once after I cut it, right, and this is like my favorite thing. I love cutting the papers like this, and it just, I don't know, it pulls it all together for me. So I enjoy this part of it right here. But yeah, so then after I get that pretty well cleaned up, I gave it a quick dry because it was pretty wet with that matte medium. And yeah, so now I'm just trying to figure out placement. That little quote, which has the definition of endearment on it, that I believe is shabby dabby doodah. And those butterflies, which I showed in the very, very, very beginning of the video, they come on like a sheet and they're connected. And yeah, so they're actually, it said printed in Germany. And I remembered that they were from Germany, but I didn't get them from Germany. So I don't remember where I got them from. So here I am putting down a little bit of the acrylic paint, and you can see how well, just by continuing to smear it, it really blended in quite well, I thought. And it just gives more of a solid background to put the butterflies on. Not that the background is solid. I know it's not. You can still see the flowers underneath it and everything. But it just kind of gave them a better foundation to be glued onto. And I liked that a lot. So I gave it another quick dry. And now I have the walnut stain. And there's a few more steps to this. So I'm still building up all of the layers. So I got a ways to go. And here you'll see me, I'm just going over the top just to tone down some of the white that is on the tag. I didn't want the white to be so bright. Now I'm using some black twine, and I'm just going to go ahead and just tie that off up at the top there. I've had this twine for a while now. My friend actually gave it to me, so I do enjoy, pulling it out and getting it used for sure. And I thought it was good, to have the black up at top too. I always think it's good to have black on almost everything. Now I decided to pull out my Posca paint pens. And this particular set of the pens, it's the very, very, very thin nib set. So there's different widths of nibs for these Posca paint pens. And this is the narrowest that I know of. They're very, very, very small. And because this is a smaller piece that I'm working on, I figured it would be better than, the bigger Posca paint pens that I have. And all I'm doing is very messily, I'm outlining them, the butterflies, and then I just smudge it around with my fingers. And I like that messy look, and I was like super happy with that. So the very last thing that I do, just to add a bit of a border and more interest, is I go around with the Posca paint pen and I just put a little bit on, again messily, and then I smear it just a little bit, and it just gives a nice finished touch to the tag. So here I am going to pull out, this is my cloth covered journal, and these papers as well as these envelopes I actually won from Brittany Linger Creations. And yeah, so I put a little bit of trim on this page on that very top and underneath the envelope at the bottom of the page. And yeah, so I really like it, and I like the fact that now I have another page done in my journal. I don't have anything for the envelope on the left-hand side of the page yet. Maybe that'll be next week, who knows? But here's some pictures, and let me know if you have any questions. And you can see up close the smearing of the Posca paint pen. Don't you love it? I love it. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. Go check out Sheree, and she'll have the links to the participants in her description box. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.